Recent weeks have witnessed the public disclosure of countless records stemming from the Epstein documentation collection. A particularly disturbing element that mainstream media organizations conspicuously neglect to highlight involves a specific electronic correspondence wherein Federal Bureau investigators communicate amongst themselves regarding one individual who survived these encounters and the activities this person observed. The majority of these declarations prove far too graphic for discussion on this video platform. Nevertheless, these matters pertain to ceremonial practices involving the termination of infant existence and conducting unfathomable procedures with their remains. Those participating in such ceremonies number among the planet's most influential authority figures. What could possibly motivate such powerful individuals to engage in such revolting practices? These abhorrent ceremonies actually trace their origins back millennia and receive mention within Hebrew sacred texts. We additionally encounter reports of comparable practices occurring at Bohemian Grove, where influential figures would congregate within wooded areas to venerate a supernatural being identified as Moloch, frequently portrayed as either an avian nocturnal predator or bovine creature. Concepts that numerous individuals would have dismissed as baseless speculation merely a few years prior are now seemingly proving accurate. Moloch, alternatively spelled Molech, represents an entity primarily connected with ancient civilizations of the Near Eastern region, particularly within the spiritual frameworks of Canaanite, Ammonite, and neighboring societies. This name surfaces throughout Hebrew scriptures in association with customs that faced explicit prohibition, most significantly infant immolation. Within passages including Leviticus and Jeremiah, the children of Israel receive warnings against delivering their offspring through flames to Moloch, terminology that academic scholars widely construe as ceremonial execution. Throughout recent decades, accusations have emerged suggesting particular international power brokers participate in mysterious ceremonies, occasionally directly connected to Moloch or comparable supernatural entities. Such assertions typically stem from combinations of insider revelations, confidential documents that surface publicly, testimonies from those who survived mistreatment, and emblematic representations employed by institutions wielding significant influence. Verifiable proof exists demonstrating exploitation and human trafficking by those holding power, as evidenced through situations involving Jeffrey Epstein, Jimmy Savile, and additional perpetrators. Epstein's transgressions illustrated how authority, affluence, and interconnected relationships can protect horrific exploitation, thereby strengthening societal distrust. When communities observe recurring situations where those harmed face silencing while wrongdoers receive protection, interpretations involving symbolism establish themselves. Jeffrey Epstein's secluded island property, Little St. James, transformed into a focal point for concentrated conjecture following overhead photography, exposing a substantial azure and ivory structure resembling ceremonial architecture. Online community participants rapidly designated this construction a sanctuary of Moloch, establishing parallels to creative representations of Moloch as an idol featuring extended appendages. Media professionals and examiners have characterized the construction as ornamental or emblematic, with Epstein purportedly appreciating provocative visual elements and ancient narratives. Nevertheless, the concealment surrounding this location, combined with Epstein's established criminal conduct, transformed it into a compelling center for theoretical discussion. Epstein received as presents fragments of the Ka'ba's Kiswa, containing Qur'anic scripture, upon its surface. What purpose did he envision for such sacred material? Evidence from his electronic communications reveals transaction records for volumes concerning sorcery, and the historical Jewish esoteric tradition recognized as Kabbalah, which encompasses practices of dark mysticism. He potentially conducted profanation ceremonies involving appropriating something sacred and performing vile actions upon it to gratify malevolent forces. The kiswa represents the textile enveloping the Kaaba, Islam's most hallowed location. Only the divine comprehends what this disturbed individual executed or intended regarding the kiswa. Moloch endures within contemporary allegations because this figure perfectly embodies a moral atrocity possessing timeless qualities. Regardless of whether ceremonies actually transpire, the consequences mirror ancient immolation practices. Young individuals harmed, innocent lives shattered, existences sacrificed to maintain prosperity, concealment, and authority. From an Islamic theological perspective, Moloch's representation aligns precisely with the Qur'anic concept of Taghut, meaning false deities, anything venerated, followed, or feared instead of Allah. Islam vigorously condemns harming children, clandestine corruption, arrogance among elites, and exemption from consequences. Allah declares within Scripture that offspring should never be eliminated from concerns regarding scarcity, for provisions come from the divine for both generations, and their elimination constitutes grievous transgression, as stated in Surah Al-Isra, verse 31. Whereas ancient civilizations might have rationalized immolation as divinely mandated, Islam categorically rejects such justifications. No authority, nation, or framework possesses legitimacy to demand innocent mortality. Those exploiting youth, whether through ceremonial practices, trafficking operations, or institutional mistreatment, commit among humanity's most severe transgressions. Islamic teachings additionally emphasize that malevolent forces seldom manifest as overt wickedness, but frequently disguise corruption as refinement, secrecy, or privileged understanding. This parallels how wrongdoing by elites today remains concealed behind charitable endeavors, prestige, and judicial intricacy. Allegations surrounding powerful figures and the Epstein documentation reflect profound skepticism toward authority structures that have consistently failed protecting innocence. From Islamic understanding, whether Moloch receives literal invocation proves secondary. What holds significance involves children suffering harm, justice facing obstruction, and arrogance maintaining dominance. All elements Islam condemns categorically. Islam's position remains unambiguous. No deity deserves veneration except Allah, and no framework sustained by injustice can persist eternally. The Epstein documentation contains substantial evidence regarding heinous actions committed by elite individuals possessing power and wielding influence. Will accountability materialize for these perpetrators? Numerous involved parties control media outlets and judicial systems. Considerable portions of documentation additionally remain redacted, preventing comprehension of concealed information when already revealed content proves extraordinarily disturbing. Therefore, who employed Epstein's services? He assembled influential individuals participating in reprehensible activities. These persons would subsequently face photography and recording, sometimes with awareness, and alternatively, without knowledge, using concealed surveillance equipment. Were these individuals coerced into performing actions benefiting Epstein or his employers? How did a former middle-income educational instructor possessing fraudulent credentials accumulate multi-billion-dollar wealth? How did his mortality occur within incarceration? Official documentation appears questionable minimally. Did his employers perceive him as threatening? He previously operated with complete impunity. Examining his background and lifelong associations, reveals his employer's identity clearly. Who functioned as his collaborative partner? Ghislaine Maxwell, frequently characterized as the operation's intellectual architect. She descends from Robert Maxwell, a Czechoslovakian-born British media magnate and governmental official whose actual name was Jan Ludwig Hyman Benjamin Hock. Robert Maxwell faced suspicion of maintaining connections with multiple intelligence organizations, encompassing British MI6, Soviet KGB, and Israeli Mossad. British Foreign Office officials suspected Maxwell of functioning as a covert operative for foreign governments, potentially serving dual or triple agency roles, representing thoroughly compromised character. Shortly preceding Maxwell's demise, Ari Ben Manash, formerly employed by Israel's Military Intelligence Directorate, contacted numerous British and American news organizations with allegations that Maxwell and the Daily Mirror's foreign editor, Nicholas Davies, both functioned as long-term Mossad operatives. Ben Menashe additionally claimed that during 1986, Maxwell informed Israeli embassy officials in London that Mordecai Vanunu disclosed information regarding Israel's nuclear capabilities to the Sunday Times, subsequently to the Daily Mirror. Vanunu faced subsequent kidnapping by Mossad and transportation to Israel, conviction for treason, and 18-year imprisonment. Robert Maxwell, whose mortality occurred November 5, 1991, received burial through prominent ceremony at Jerusalem's Mount of Olives. Treated essentially as governmental funeral proceedings, the ceremony attended by Israeli leadership, including President Chaim Herzog and Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir, honored his contributions toward Israel, despite controversy surrounding his demise and commercial dealings. Consequently, Epstein's employer becomes transparent when examining his associations. Identifying which government benefited maximally from compromising powerful figures becomes evident when considering which nation operates with complete impunity.